Charlie is one of our Pete's Pet Posse dogs, so he's a therapy dog on campus, and one of the big things that we stand behind with our Posse dogs is wellness, of course, because they're part of our America's Healthiest Campus Wellness Initiative. Charlie was a rescue dog, so when he came to Kendria, he was a little bit underweight, and after a year or more of love, he ended up being a little bit overweight. And so even though Kendria had done a lot of things to try to get the weight off of him, it just never seemed to happen.
He had gained a little weight and kept increasing in his weight gain, and we could not figure out what was happening. I changed his food several times. He was exercising, we were walking every day, increasing our route, doing a lot of different things to try to help him lose weight, and it just was not coming off. And probably the defining moment for me was when I brought him to Stillwater to stay with this trainer. She had not seen him in a while, and I got out of the car with him and she said, "Oh my gosh, he is so fat. I'm so embarrassed. I'm not even taking him to campus." And so honestly, I cried all the way home, not even knowing what I could do, how I could change his diet, how I could change his lifestyle to make him healthy and happy.
I talked to Kendria about one of my philosophies when I look at human nutrition is that I'm not a big fan of processed food. I'm really a big fan of trying to get all natural whole food into diets. So we looked at him from a bit more of an Eastern perspective, considering his personality, considering what type of exercise he does, what type of stressors are in his life, and we looked at novel proteins that I thought would work better for him. So what we did is we looked at more of cooling foods. In the Eastern perspective, cooling foods are things that just something that you would really kind of eat in the summertime. So we switched his diet to some new novel proteins. We really focused on non-processed foods. Mom made her own treats. She made popsicles with Greek yogurt and mango. She used a balanced dehydrated diet as well as home cooked food, and we really just switched him over a week's period of time. And Charles loved the food, which was good. I mean, he is a food hound, so he had no problem eating. He loved it, he was happy, and after a couple of weeks, the difference in him was phenomenal. Not only was his hair coat starting to change, we started to notice he was a lot softer hair coat, he had a little bit more glimmer in his eyes, he had more energy, and then all of a sudden the weight just started to melt off.
I think at his heaviest point he may have been close to 80 pounds, and when we checked in today he was 59, so I'm really super proud of him. We did it very slowly, very gradually. Wellness is obviously a big focus. We did not want it to come off too quickly.
I think the coolest part of it is we can always look at what the mainstream nutritional guidelines are. But with Charlie, we did all of that and it didn't work. So I love the idea of having another option and having an owner that was very committed to trying something new and thinking outside the box, having a patient who was really good, he liked the food and he was happy to eat it, of course.
When you are a dog and you gain weight, people use the code word fluffy. So he got called fluffy a lot. We would walk into an office that maybe had not seen him in a while, and they would say, "Oh, Charlie, you're so fluffy." And you know, we made a joke out of it, but I'm just really happy that people aren't calling him fluffy anymore, that he's just made great progress and he does everything that I ask him to do.
I'm just so happy that he is healthier, he's happier. All of the issues that we had with discomfort in his hips and his elbows all went away as soon as he lost weight. And so that's a big take home to most of my pet owners is obesity causes arthritis. It actually increases the risk of earlier death. And so we really try to keep them as thin as possible. He's completely different. And when he goes on campus to do his visits, people notice it and they make comments about it, and then I feel that he's just so much more of an ambassador of wellness.
He loves it. He thinks everyone needs to give him a big old pat and a belly rub, and he spends a lot of energy doing that, actually. He just loves people. He loves the attention that he gets. He loves making a difference, and he's very intuitive. He understands somebody who needs maybe a little bit of extra attention, and he seeks those people out, which is really interesting to watch and makes me really proud of him.